Stop what you're doing and look at me. Look at me. You see this? This is the face of a man who's about to watch The Legend of Korra, episode 5? And this is the face of a man who really, really loves the show so far and is very excited to watch it. So, get ready. Strap in for episode 5. Last episode, we were I just hit my leg, but not that hard, so we're alright. I can keep going. Last episode, we got introduced to Asami, who is the daughter of an important car manufacturer, like the equivalent of like the daughter of like the Honda guy or the Toyota guy or the Ford guy. I don't know who any of these people are. I feel like Ford is like Henry Ford. Is that his name? I don't know. But regardless, she is a rich girl and possibly a best girl. We shall see. And Korra is kind of in over her head at this point. She is very scared of Amon, as she kind of should be, because Amon took her to the side and was like, yo, I could take away your bending right now at this very moment, but I'm not gonna, because that would make you a martyr. So instead, I'm just gonna set you off into the world and terrify you, which is very interesting. I still wonder if there's more to his bending, like if there's some sort of secret to why he can take away people's bending, because I was sort of thinking while I wasn't watching the show, like, what if Lightning Bolt Zolt, was that the guy's name that he took the bending of? What if he was just, like, paid off? He was just an actor, and he was just like, oh, you pretend to lose your bending, and I'll pay you $1 billion or whatever. But I'm pretty sure Amon then went on to take, like, several more people's bending, and would have done it to, what's his name? I'm thinking his name is Bolin, but I don't know if that's true. You know who I'm talking about though. He was about to take his bending before Korra and Mako came in and saved them. So I feel like that's kind of too risky a plan, because it relies on them saving him at exactly the right time if he had like paid off those people. So I think he can actually just take people's bending, but it was like a theory I was playing with, so I wanted to say it right now right before I watch episode 5, just in case it ever comes up. But anyway, we're gonna be watching episode 5. Again, I'm really enjoying this show, and also people are responding well to the videos that I've put out on YouTube so far. So I hope you continue to enjoy them. Even though the videos are going well, I do want to remind people that if you want me to like guarantee that I continue doing Legend of Korra videos, best way to do that is to continue keeping that interaction up, liking the video, commenting, that's a big one, and subscribing to the channel. Those things really help the channel overall. And I also just like, the comments just help me personally. They help my self-esteem, but they also help me know what you like and get some nice little insight from you guys, but obviously don't hint or spoil anything that's happening in the future. So let's just jump into it. Episode 5 of Legend of Korra, full length, is on my Patreon account, as well as next week's episode is on there as well, episode 6, so you can go on there and check it out right now. All right, here's episode 5 of Legend of Korra. Here we go. The spirit of competition. We're gonna have some pro bending in this episode, maybe? Oh! Ah! Ah, they all got knocked down, alright.
I know the three of us haven't been a team for very long, but even so, the Fire Ferrets have never been this good.
You guys got it.
Are we ready?
Who's coming in?
Ready. Not quite.
Oh, Asami.
Have a lunch date.
Okay, we'll check you guys later. We'll see
Right,
you.
I'm happy for him.
Here we are, all alone in the gym.
You're really subtle, man.
Alone.
Korra's changed her expression 20 times in that short time.
See ya.
Aww. Aww.
Girlfriend sort of way. Great. I was talking about a girlfriend for me. For the rest of us.
She's more like a pal.
Bro, you're nuts. Korra and I are perfect for each other. She's strong, I'm strong. She's fun, I'm fun.
I don't know.
She's beautiful,
She doesn't seem into you,
gorgeous.
though.
Look, it just isn't smart to date a
I mean,
teammate,
shoot your shot.
especially during the tournament.
Honestly.
Keep your head out of the clouds.
Yeah, I know.
If you need to shoot your shot, shoot your
You know what
shot.
I'm talking about, Pabu.
But then if you fail,
Talking about
she's not
real
into you.
But let's just pretend for a second I am interested in him.
Uh-huh.
What would I do?
Aw.
I just read a historical saga. You should do what she did.
Tell me.
She rode a dragon into battle and burned down the entire country.
Oh.
And she jumped into a volcano. It was so
Okay.
romantic.
Jesus.
No! Eat clouds as spoons and use stars as ice cubes in their moonlight punch. Forever and ever.
You stars? Okay.
Volcano is starting to make more sense to me now.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was in the exact same situation with Tenzin.
Daddy was in love with someone else
Really?
before you?
That's right.
Oh,
what did you do?
whom?
Well,
Tell
for
me.
the longest time I did nothing out there, and I confessed my love to Tenzin, and the rest is history.
Okay. Well, that's nice, but how did you know she was the wrong woman? Because she wasn't you? It's tough when you when they're with someone. There's a bit of a gray area there. But I don't know. I'm excited for this. I really enjoy watching pro bending. I hope we get to see it properly. Go for it. Woo.
I am astonished with the level of improvement displayed here by the fire ferret.
Oh, nice.
Avatar's been absent from the papers lately. Sprawl there by Mako. Bolin strikes. Ula dodges. And all three
Oh.
rebels are down. The
Good
fire
stuff.
ferrets easily take round one.
Good stuff.
His defense. And she wallow-whacked Boomy back into zone two.
Whew.
The ferrets are on fire tonight.
Oh, I love Mako's moves. They look sick.
Bolin bashes Ollie into zone two, and the ferrets get the green light to advance.
Hell yeah.
Rebels are just fighting to stay on their feet at this point.
Nice.
Goes Ollie and Ula and Boomy.
Whoo. God damn. They owned.
Not while searching for kidnapped family members or fighting chi blockers.
I don't know. Asami and I are...
Look, I really like you, and I think we were meant for each other.
Oh my god. Whoa, that's quite a confession.
Korra, I just don't feel the same way about you.
Pharaoh.
Forget I ever said anything.
Pharaoh. As I said, shoot your shot. If it doesn't work, they're not
Guys,
interested.
you were
She
so
shot her shot.
Amazing out there. Mwah.
And he was very respectful about it as well.
You and me, we could go get
I
some
was
dinner
thinking I could be your
together, sort of a
rebound.
date situation.
You really feel that way about me?
Oh, is this
I
gonna
felt
be
that
a
way
rebound
since the moment
situation?
I saw you.
I could use some fun. Okay, sure.
Okay. Oh, come on, Mako. You can just be happy in your relationship. Asami is beautiful.
Be a guy over there that keeps glaring at us.
What the
That's
hell?
Tano and the Wolf Bats.
Tano?
Reigning champs, 3 years running.
Why does he have
Here he
7
comes.
women with him?
Don't mess with this guy.
Tell me, how'd a couple of amateurs like you luck your way into the tournament? Especially you,
I mean,
Avatar. You know,
calling the
if you'd
Avatar
like
an
to learn how
amateur?
a real pro bends, I could give you some private lessons.
I...
Toe to toe with me.
This
pretty
guy's a
boy?
douchebag, but I like the way he's
Go for
voiced.
I'll
Come on, Korra. Korra! Oh, none of my polar bear dog hits, you know. He's like a Scott Pilgrim character.
I've never seen someone razz Tano like that.
We're just having fun together. What do you care
Okay.
anyway?
I'm looking out for my little brother. I don't want to see his heart get broken.
Wait a second. You're not worried about him.
All right.
You're jealous. You do have feelings for me.
What? Jealous? Don't be ridiculous.
Admit it.
I don't know whose side I'm on here.
You're crazy.
You're a liar.
Hey, Mako.
Okay, well, they're not gonna work together in this game, I don't
Teams
think.
have been eliminated, and
Oh
eight
no, their
advance into the
chemistry's gonna be off.
quarterfinals, which get under- Korra dodges and slams right into a
Yeah.
teammate.
Here goes the chemistry.
And Bolin and Korra. The Ferrets looking to mount some offense here in round 2.
That's nice.
The Ferrets having a tough
Ooh.
time finding their rhythm tonight, but thanks to Bolin, they narrowly notched round 2.
Well done.
Is a tie. We go to a tiebreaker to decide.
Okay.
the match.
I'm gonna take this one. We choose Earth.
Okay, that's Okay,
Looks like the
good.
Airbenders will collide.
I think he's probably the best one to do it right now. Come on, man. Oh, this is pretty cool.
Bolin goes in for the grapple.
Oh, damn, you can actually just grapple.
Bolin strikes.
Ooh.
Knocking Chang to the edge of the circle. Another strike from Bolin, and Chang's
Nice! Bolin, hell yeah!
Ooh, I don't know. Things are complicated. I've been feeling really confused and
Okay. Alright. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, Bolin. Oh. Oh, no.
You kissed me!
You kissed me back!
Okay, Korra.
The only one I can trust anymore is Papa.
Aw.
Loves me.
Yeah.
You're a bad idea. Put me down. Put me down.
Oh no, Babu, come on. Jeez, he has to crawl like that. Poor guy. Oh man, now all their chemistry's off. Nobody's gonna feel comfortable around each other here. No way they win this match.
All three ferrets take an early visit to Zone 2. And Mako
Oh.
back into Zone 3. The fire ferrets.
Damn, yeah, they're losing this match for sure.
All to steam.
Oh, he's gonna throw up. Oh.
And reminds me, this match is brought to you by our sponsor.
No, that's a bad time to bring up the sponsor, man. Aw.
Into the pool. Can the fire
I don't think this problem is gonna be resolved this episode.
ferrets back up to the edge now?
Oh. Oh. Jeez. Okay. All right. Oh wow. Is that a foul? Oh no. Okay. That's
The Avatar is slapped with the yellow fan.
yellow fan.
Enemy right now.
That's
It's
funny.
just sad to watch. Filch, the ferret's only hope of winning is with a knockout.
They have to knock him
Well,
out.
this is always next year.
Come on, we still have a chance, even if it is a slim one.
Get this over with.
The sooner the better.
Hey, it's hard being an avatar. You gotta bring people together as the Avatar Korra.
Knocked into Zone 2, followed quickly by his brother.
Damn.
And Bolin takes
Ow.
the shoulder. Looks like it's a clean hit.
Oh no. Is he okay?
Mako's in the drink and out of the match. And Bolin keeps playing with one good arm.
Oh
I
no.
to him, this kid's got grit. But how long can he keep it up?
Oh! He's gone. It's just Korra.
The ferret
Aw.
Brothers, we'll get through this mess. I'm sorry.
Good. I'm glad you apologized.
Girls. Seriously.
What an unbelievable effort here by Korra.
Oh my god.
Every element the Wasp can throw at her.
Alright.
Remaining, it might be too little too late.
Oh, they're all lined up. Bam! Holy crap!
Shoulder, shoulder.
Sorry.
Aw.
But I hope we can still be friends.
Definitely.
Oh, here he is. Tano? Is that his name?
You boys smell something in here? Yeah, I know what that is.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
That's a scent of losers.
Oh my
I hope
god.
we see you in the finals.
I'm peeing my pants over here.
I really like his voice though. He's got a great voice.
But if it hadn't been for you and your father, we wouldn't have had the chance to play. So thank you.
By the way, I kissed your boyfriend.
Everyone's done with a little thank you party. Ow! Ow! Haven't you hurt me enough, woman?
I'm a healer. I learned from Katara, the best there is.
Yeah, of course. Classic.
You are one of a kind, Bolin.
Please.
Yeah.
Go on. I enjoy praise.
Yeah, they were having fun together no matter what was happening. I feel like I have to talk
How's
about
it over already?
this.
Brutal round one knockout. The ferrets know a good doctor because they're gonna need
Oh my god. They're pretty aggressive players, huh? Okay. Stop it. Stop. I can see what you're about to type in the comments. You're about to type, oh, you mentioned Tano's voice. That's actually Rami Malek. I have the credits in front of me right now, so I can see that it's Rami Malek. No more. No, don't comment it. I don't want to see a single comment that says it's Rami Malek. I figured it out on my own. Thank you very much by looking at the credits. That's crazy. That is Rami Malek. I mean, to be fair, this is probably before he was like a big name. This would have been before Mr. Robot, like for sure, right? Mr. Robot was when? Mr. Robot was in 2015. Yeah, and Legend of Korra was a decent amount before that. 2012. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is well before Mr. Robot, which I think is Rami Malek's like breakout role. But wow. I mean, when I was going through in my head like, oh, who could this cool voice be? I expected it to be like an anime voice actor or something that I really liked, not Rami Malek. Oh my god. They've had some good big names, because there's also Tom Kenny is the referee apparently, but that makes more sense. I mean, Tom Kenny is in a lot of cartoons, so but yeah, anyway. So I think I gotta talk about this episode because so this episode was very like sort of drama heavy. Like this was a pretty stock standard type of episode. I think this is the kind of episode that people who are fans of Avatar The Last Airbender, for everything that Avatar The Last Airbender did, this is the sort of episode they probably wouldn't like, because it is pretty much entirely based around like this love triangle situation, and there's like some sort of frustrating there's a frustrating nature of like these characters and the way they're interacting with each other. So I don't really have an opinion one way or the other on it right now. On one hand, I do think the episode's story overall and the decisions these characters are making, I feel like it's very conflicting. I think I have to see where the season and the series takes these relationships before I can make a full judgment on what they're doing with it, because I kind of come out of this situation like slightly unsatisfied with the resolution of like what their characters were doing, you know. So if I'm to try to articulate it, and this is where it's gonna get difficult, because I'm gonna try to articulate what I think about it. So Korra is interested in Mako, right? And Bolin's interested in Korra. And Mako is dating Asami, but seemingly has some sort of feelings for Korra. So Korra wants to sort of makes her feelings known to Mako. Mako rejects her. Korra then goes out with Bolin. So here is the point of contention. Here's a big question: was Mako's assertion that he made correct? Because what Mako said was she was doing that to make him jealous, to get back at him for like rejecting her. But I don't know. It's hard to tell, because Korra is clearly a very flawed character, and I think that's a huge takeaway from this series. She is a character who is quite arrogant and a little bit selfish, particularly because from a young age she was a prodigy and she was separated from most people in the world for a long time and built up with this sort of grand destiny. So because of that, she's sort of like socially stunted. She's not as good. Like I think she feels a little bit entitled to things, and she's not used to not getting, I wouldn't say not getting what she wants, because she also I think it is sort of constantly reprimanded and reined in. So it's not like she always got what she wanted. But I think for the most part, she feels like she has earned things that she hasn't. So I think that's a big part of her personality. And what I do like, from a viewer's perspective, is I want to see Korra grow. I want to see her overcome these negative personality traits. And so I think that this is a good direction. I think. And I can understand why people might find it frustrating, but it all depends on where it goes. This is the thing about characters. A lot of the time, and this is why I love TV shows. I love TV shows because they can play with your ideas of characters and change them as you go along. Breaking Bad, obviously, is probably one of the best versions of that of all time. Better Call Saul as well, obviously, which is part of the Breaking Bad universe. Better Call Saul is up there as well, maybe, you know, arguably just as good, if not better, at taking these characters and having them change over time in ways that are very slightly perceivable, but mostly imperceptible, until you get to a point and you're like, how did we get here? You know? So it constantly blurs the lines of like what the character is and what they're doing, until you realize, like, oh my god, look how far we are. It's like watching a plant grow. Like, if you plant a seed, and then if you were to just stand there and stare at the seed until it grows, you probably would never, like, see it growing. You would never even, like, notice it. You wouldn't, like, maybe the point at which you can first see the greenery or whatever, but, like, after that, you're never seeing it grow, but you're noticing that it has changed after it has. And then you start looking back and going, hang on, how long was I looking at 2 leaves, you know? Like, that's the sort of thing that I think is beautiful about well-done character development, is when they can do that and move it very slowly, but it makes sense. Like, you know how they got there. So I think that's what they're doing with Korra. And again, it all depends on where they take it. Now, I know that people have said that the seasons, in terms of stories, are pretty separate. The seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think there are 4 seasons, all have like individual stories because of the way that they produce the show or whatever. They originally planned for it to be a mini-series. But I wonder about the character arc. If they planned a full character arc and for her to be finished, her character growth, by episode 12, or if they sort of like started this character growth and then that character growth continues on even though the stories stop and start again, and we have one big character arc until the end of season 4, or if they planned a mini arc for season 1, and then when seasons 2, 3, and 4 were announced and started being in production, they just instead stretched that arc out. So they already planned it for 1 season, and they're like, oh, we have more episodes, let's just like make it, instead of like tapering off, let's just stretch it upward. I know that's a really weird metaphor, but I do think there's importance in that distinction. So all this to say, I see Korra as being flawed. I think she was in the wrong in this episode, but at the same time, I don't know if I fully buy that she was 100% in, like, going to do stuff with Bolin because she was trying to make Mako jealous or anything. I think she was feeling dejected, and she got some sort of acknowledgement from Bolin, and she wanted to take her mind off of it. And so she started spending time with Bolin. Now, I also understand what Mako's saying. Mako is... Now, this is another difficult thing, because was Mako saying what he was saying because he was jealous, or was he saying what he was saying because of what he was saying that he was saying it for, which is that he is protective of his brother? And if he is protective of his brother, I understand what he's saying, because Bolin really cares about Korra, but if she was actually just leading him on in an attempt to make Mako more interested in her, then that is a bit of a problem, because that's really unfair to Bolin. But if she's hanging out with him because they're both enjoying themselves, and she never she said, like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Which is what she said. She said something along the lines of, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. like, if she's leaving that door open and just trying to hang out with him and seeing how it goes, there's nothing wrong with that. For you to, like, go out with someone on, like, a very casual basis with no expectation of a relationship, like, she doesn't owe Bolin anything. She doesn't owe him a kiss. She doesn't owe him to go out with him. They weren't in a relationship. There was no exclusivity there. So there's really not a hard, like, moral problem with her having kissed Mako, except for the fact that he is in a relationship right now and she knows about that. And he kind of was saying in that conversation that it was a complicated situation. If Mako was saying that it was a relationship and he wasn't, and like, but he loved her instead, you know, then there's a bit more of a gray area, because, like, then the implication is that I am probably gonna break up with her at some point, and I think at that point it's more okay. But the way he was talking about it, it didn't seem like he was gonna break up with her. So that's a bit more than a confession. Probably shouldn't be kissing him then. So it's a very complicated set of rules that we're going by. And I mean, I think it's decently written in that, like, I don't think it's cut and dry. I don't think any of the characters were being absolutely insufferable. And I will say, the episode did make me like Bolin more, because he, like, so Bolin has probably been my least favorite character of the show so far, but this episode I think bumped him up in the rankings a bit, just because he's sort of simple and seems actually just kind of like a genuine guy. So and also at the end there, he didn't seem to have too hard feelings, even though his heart was broken and he felt crushed. He was still, you know, telling people it's okay, like, don't worry about it. So I think Bolin is a good guy, and I do hope they can be friends. Now, as for Mako and Korra, do I want their relationship to be a thing? I don't know. I don't think so. And you know why? Because I like Asami. I just want Asami to be happy, to be honest. But then again, I also don't know if there's something more to Asami. But in this episode, she was actually kind of just being a supportive, nice girlfriend in this episode. And there seemed like there was nothing she was benefiting from it necessarily. And, you know, she's not going to be like a gold digger or anything, because, like, her father's rich. She has money. So I don't know what she could really get, other than, like, being close to the Avatar, maybe. Like, if she was like, oh, this guy's close to the Avatar, maybe I get in close with him. And then she's actually evil and she's trying to do something to the Avatar. But I don't know what that would be, and I don't know why that would be. Have we seen her be able to bend? I'm just trying to think if she could be like an equalist. But I think I'm just being suspicious of her because she just seems too good to be true. I think she's actually just in the show as a... right now, at least, she seems like she's mostly in the show as a way to divide Korra and Mako. So I don't know. But look, it's a tough situation, and I don't know how I feel about this discussion that we just did. I don't know if I got my points across, and I don't know if I even have a point, you know? So I feel like this is one of those episodes that people don't really like. I feel like this was probably the least interesting episode overall so far, but that's just because it was very like un-Avatar like. Well, not un-Avatar like. It still felt like an Avatar episode in the ways that these characters were acting overall, but just in terms of like the actual, like, the responsibilities of an avatar, that sort of thing isn't coming through in this episode at all, because it was focused entirely on the relationship. When I think of like an episode of Avatar like The Great Divide, right? So The Great Divide, I'm sure pretty much everyone knows who watches Avatar knows what the Great Divide episode is, because it's talked about and mostly considered to be the quote-unquote worst episode of Avatar, or the most filler type episode of Avatar, most unnecessary episode. And so if you break down that episode, the episode is about, you know, these tribes, and they're so opposite, and Katara gets wooed by one and Sokka gets wooed by the other, and then like they have a big argument with it, and it's very frustrating, and then Aang basically gets them to work together and squashes all their beef. So in that episode, right, we've got this very sort of simple story of just like, oh, these guys think this, and these guys think the exact opposite, and these guys are slobs, and these guys are clean. Like, it's this very, very simple plot, and you can sort of see how it will go from the first minute of the episode. Like, you can see exactly how most of the episode is going to play out. And I guess, in a way, that's similar to this. But in The Great Divide, you have the overarching story of Aang having to learn to sort of be a peacemaker between these characters. In this episode, Korra, did she learn anything? Really? Like, she apologized. I appreciate that. She recognized that she was maybe hurting Bolin's feelings, but I don't know if she regretted it. So I don't know. This is the thing. I have to try to see, because I don't know if it progressed Korra's character necessarily, but it did show us some more flaws of her character. And if that was the intention, to show some cracks in her character so that when she does grow, it's more noticeable, that's okay, I think. Man. See, if nothing else, this episode gave me a lot of discussion points, I think. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I still really had a lot of fun with the episode. Like, it still flew by. I enjoyed myself a lot. So, if you're worried that it's like, oh, well, these are the sorts of problems that bother people in these episodes, is these parts of Korra's character or whatever, I'm happy to watch it still. I'm still enjoying it. Like, even if, and I don't think this will happen, but even if Korra's character does not grow, even if she does not get better, and she, by the way, when I say get better, I love the way her character looks. I love the way her character is voice acted. I love the character's expressions. I love when the character becomes badass and does some really cool shit. Like, I still love Korra overall. So when I'm talking about her flaws, she also has a lot of positives that I'm really into. But even if she was never to improve and there was no character arc for her, obviously that would be a problem overall, but I think I would still enjoy the show. So I don't think there's much to worry about in terms of if I'll enjoy the show or not. I know some people were getting worried and were saying like, hey, don't worry about the haters of the show or whatever. Don't worry. I'm not worried about the haters. I'm going to enjoy the show. I'm just going to sit back and relax and enjoy each episode as it comes. By the way, the animation and all of that has still been very, very good in these episodes. And the music and the atmosphere, like, that's all been great. So I think we're going to have a good time. Anyway, that's the end of Legend of Korra episode 5. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to just jump ahead to the next episode right now, Patreon account. It has the full-length version of all of these episodes, including next week's episode, on my Patreon account right now. So go check it out. But otherwise, please make sure to support the video, liking, commenting, subscribing. Tell me what you think without giving... I know it's kind of difficult because you've probably seen the entire series. You probably know a lot more than I do about these characters. Try not to use that knowledge if you're going to talk about this. But I would still like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And subscribe to the channel. That's the best way to get updates on when I'm doing stuff and to help out my channel overall. And just do a bunch of other stuff. So subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks for watching this episode. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.